You know what it is? It's the hope. It's the build up. It's everything surrounding the occasion. Just seeing it just taken away from you like that is it's just disappointing. Today I'm disappointed. I am disappointed for a multitude of reasons, but man, this game was something I was genuinely looking forward to. You know, since the draw got announced, since like the schedule came out, this is a game I was really looking forward to. And seeing how it played out, seeing the way we lost it, the way we lost our heads again to the same side in the same manner, that's the thing that disappoints me the most. Yes, PSG outplayed us in that second half, but it's the way we let them outplay us, the way we kind of lost our like composure completely. That's the disappointing part. But I have to make this video. I have to because I'm not. All my videos aren't going to be just Barca winning. They aren't going to be all fairy tale rainbow stories. Like this was going to happen at some point, a performance like this, and a loss like this, especially in the Champions League. And let's just get this out of the way. So, like I said, heading into this game, I was looking forward to it so much because Barca playing PSG in itself is a huge occasion. It was something that a lot of people last year were kind of expected to see in the Champions League final rather than PSG Inter. I was looking forward to this game because for two reasons. One is that I want our team especially to kind of show the world where we are, where we stand. We want to make a statement. And yes, we played against a injured PSG side today, you could call it, because they didn't have 3 or 4 of their best players. But I'm not going to lie to you, it didn't even look like that. The way these guys played didn't even look like they had Doué, Kvara, Dembele, Marquinhos, John Neves. He didn't even start. He was in the starting 11 and he got taken off because I think he got a pre-match injury. They had all these players out, but it didn't matter to them. And it just shows the level. It shows the level of not only coaching, it shows the level of coaching, the level of composure, the level of cohesion between the team. The way they played today showed that they are European champions for a reason. And you could tell in that second half alone that, my God, there is just a level to this game. And look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, in that first half, I thought it was quite even. You know, I thought PSG, yes, they had their chances, but Barca, to be honest, we had our big chances too, and we scored first. Ferran opened the scoring. It was a mistake by Vitinha. We managed to take the lead early on, and just when Ferran scored, just when that goal went in, and they cleared it for not being offside, I'm like, okay, this is the start, the perfect 20. A goal within 20 minutes. This is the perfect start. How about we stay consistent? Same energy, same whatever. Don't let them go back into the game. And that's exactly what they did. We allowed them to do what they're best at. PSG are best at like many things. Like they are so good, top and world class at many aspects of the game. But something they are genuinely perfect in. That's something that if you give them the power to do that, they will kill whatever team comes across them in the world. And that thing is space with their most creative players. And their most creative players today were Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, and Vitinha. Those three, if you give them space, they will carve you open like a knife through butter, no matter what team they play against. In the Club World Cup final, we saw Chelsea play PSG, and we saw Chelsea beat them 3-0. But the reason Chelsea beat them 3-0, apart from the fact that they actually played really well, was the fact that Vitinha, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, those 3 players couldn't breathe the whole game. They always had something to check behind their back for. They could not breathe for 90 minutes. Today, we allow them to have 40, 50 oxygen tanks around them to let them breathe and move into space freely. We can't do that. That was by far our biggest mistake today. And yes, and I know, whoever's going to be watching the video might say, it's because of our offside trap where there's always going to be space in behind. But there's a reason we play so high up the pitch. Is because we need to press them. If we don't press them, they're obviously going to have so much space to play balls in behind, to run in behind, etc. If we give them an ounce of space, they will rip us apart. And unfortunately, as soon as we went a goal up, we started to give them a little bit more space. We were being a little bit too complacent. The yellow card from De Jong in itself, that was our first initial sign that we gave Nuno Mendes way too much space. I mean, the fact that I'm even talking about Nuno Mendes actually like doing that much damage showcases the quality of fullbacks PSG have. The fact that they are able to intertwine, interchange, do whatever. They're like a pair of snakes that just slither around and do whatever they want because that's how quality they are. Like, I haven't seen a fullback pairing in Hakimi and Nuno Mendes in the consistency and the quality of what they do on the pitch in such a long time. You'd often see like a big team. You look at Real Madrid with Marcelo. You look at Barca with Dani Alves. You look at Bayern with Lam. One of the fullback pairings are often better than the other. There's like one standout one. With PSG, it's genuinely just both of them being as good as the other person. Like it's like they're competing for who's better because they're so tight-knit together at the top. Those two on the same team is an absolute cheat code because they can rip any team open in ways that you can't even think of. And the most insane part about this all is that they're fullbacks. These are fullbacks, a left back and a right back that we're talking about. Growing up, I saw like, classic fullbacks. If you look at the Prem, I saw Rafael, I saw Monreal, I saw Azpilicueta. Classic fullbacks, people that just do their job defensively, they can offer something in attack, whatever. Classic fullbacks. But this modern version of fullbacks, you could look at Cancelo a couple years back under Pep at City, when he revolutionized the left back position, in my opinion. You look at Mendes now, and you look at Hakimi. These guys just looked at our generation of fullbacks and just elevated it by like levels. That's how good these two are. And the fact that they can completely run a game on its own just shows how special these two are. And obviously I'm going to give credit to Enrique because Enrique is a top coach. I mean, 2 trebles is not a joke. He is an unbelievable coach in the Champions League. So he definitely knows how to coach a side, especially after just winning the Champions League. And he kind of created the side, kind of carved it in the way he wants it to be. And they are just a machine that just keeps on running. Like, that's the best way to put it. But okay, back to the actual game, back to the first half. Like I said, that De Jong yellow kind of showcased. It was our first initial warning of giving them too much space. It was a bad tackle on the back of Nuno Mendes' calf. And look, I mean, the spaces started to get opened up. We didn't press effectively. Rashford didn't press effectively. Olmo was. Today, the less said about him, the better. I feel like the attack today just lost their cohesion in terms of like being an attacking force, if that makes sense. There was no press. There was no leading the line in some sort of way. Rafinha today, if he had played, would have led the line, would have led the press, similar to how we saw last season against Bayern, against Inter, against Real. All the big teams last season that we played against in the big games, he led the press. He was leading the line in a way. And today we genuinely lost that presence because he is so effective, so important in those situations. But without pressing, and I've said it so many times, without pressing, this system has so many flaws. The thing is, the worst part is that even if we gave them a goal back, yes, they equalized through Mayulu, and it was a good goal, to be honest. I thought Kubarsi went in way too early. He committed too much, and Mayulu just pretty much had a free shot on target. So that was 1-1 PSG, but I'm more so disappointed in the fact that we couldn't keep our heads, we couldn't keep our composure in that second half, because that second half, it's like we were still back in the dressing room. That whole second half, PSG ran the game. And I know people are going to say, oh, Olmo had a free opportunity, free shot on target. Yes, that was probably just that one biggest chance. I can't think, besides that one chance, I can't think of another big chance we had in that second half. I was disappointed because I thought that we'd come out in that second half, kind of, showcase the same energy we showed in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the first half, but we didn't. Ultimately, I think that just comes down to experience. That comes down to coaching. I think that, we were being way too complacent, especially as soon as Pedri went off. As soon as Pedri goes off in any game, that side automatically loses some sort of composure because Casado came on, did not look composed. Bernal came on, didn't look composed. Loa coming on, unfortunately, didn't help either. But PSG just dominated. They kept the ball. They kept penetrating us in attack. Their midfielders and attackers kept circulating as we saw last season. And we just couldn't handle them. So much space was getting left in behind. I thought Koundé today did not have a good game. Did not have a good game against, I think it was Mbaye. I would say out of all of our defenders, Eric Garcia, I will admit, he can walk out today with his head held high because I thought today he was very, very good. I thought that out of the 4, he looked the most composed, last-ditch tackles. It was unfortunate that he got taken off because I do think that if we had kept him on, we wouldn't have conceded that last goal. But that's up for interpretation, in my opinion. Just a disappointing performance. That's the best way to put it. Like, there was so much hope, there was so much expectation from this side to go on and compete against the best of the best, and unfortunately we didn't show it today. But look, I'm happy that it happened now rather than later. It's only the second match day of the Champions League group phase. There's another 6 games to go. There's so much to unpack and unfold, and I'm glad this wasn't like a knockout game, And I know a lot of people are going to be pointing at Yamal today, especially after all the talk he had before the game, all the media surrounding his his words before the game and his performances, whatever. The first 10 minutes, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable. His directness was there. It's a classic Yamal first 10, 15 minutes performance. He was there. He let the other team know that he was there. But I think that second half showcased Yamal's inexperience. People have to remember he's only 18, right? Yes, he can have a big mouth. He could talk a lot outside of the game, outside of the pitch. I personally don't care about that. I care what he does on the pitch. This guy can score, bag a hat trick every single game and talk as much as he wants outside the pitch. I don't care. As long as I see him do his job on the pitch, that's all I care about. But that second half it was woeful. Absolutely woeful from Yamal in that second half. Like, there was a point where Mendes moved to left wing. Lucas Hernandez came on. I'll be honest, it's like Mendes was just completely running this entire left channel the whole game. He put Koundé and Yamal in a headlock in that second half. Like, he was running it completely. But Yamal, like, he looked so not Yamal in that second half. Misplaced passes, poor touches, couldn't beat his man. Just, he looked so flat. It was something that we have never seen before in Yamal. And again, I think it's just a wake-up call. I think it's one of those just bad games. But this team just needs to be disciplined. It needs to be, they need to just understand the occasion. They need to understand, not to say that, we never show up in big games. There needs to be some sort of cohesion in the team to continue with one singular game plan the whole game. Because the first 10 or 15 minutes, it was working perfectly fine. Winning the duels, winning the balls, great passes, great chances created, but it just fell off a cliff after. If we're being honest, it really did. It fell off a cliff after. And it's an unfortunate performance. It happens to the best of us. I'm sure a lot of Madrid fans are going to enjoy this one. Honestly, besides that, there's nothing else that needs to be said. I mean, I would go over each of the players' ratings, what I thought, but ultimately this side played better than this side. To be fair, Vitinha didn't have a great 15-20 minutes in the beginning of the game. In fact, it was his mistake that led to the goal. But after that, he just showcased his world-class ability. Like, that second half, he ran the midfield. I thought Pedri was good in that game. It's not like he wasn't good. In the second half, he struggled because PSG didn't let him breathe, and we let Vitinha breathe. So, obviously, Vitinha's going to play better because we literally gave the game to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, PSG won 2-1, last-minute dagger, and it's always the last-minute daggers that always kill me. And just looking at that second goal just annoys me so much. It annoys me so much because you give them so much space. It was coming for us. It was so inevitable. We kept giving the ball away. We couldn't leave our half for like 10 or 15 minutes towards the end of that game. It was coming. It was so inevitable. Spaces were being left in behind. If you're giving Hakimi an ocean of space in front of you, he's going to kill you. He's going to kill you. I'm surprised he actually didn't bag a goal today. He had a very, very good chance. Anyways, I'm done, to be honest. I don't want to go over this game anymore. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like. Hopefully Barca come back sometime soon. This was a tough video to make, but I'll see you guys very soon. Leave a like, subscribe, road to 100. Follow all my socials, Insta, TikTok in the description below. Hopefully we'll be back soon. Peace.